Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality with Keri DIL. How you doing? I'm gonna do a 2 episode analysis of Belle Collective. The previous episode and this episode, neither one of them really gave much for me. I did enjoy Marie's date. I love the light and fun of it, but then we got heavy with old Muscadine Marlene. So we're gonna get right on into it. You know what, Carlos, stop hiring people with the name Marlene in it. That's in the family. Come on in. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell button. You will be notified when I upload a video, and share the video. Why? Because sharing is caring. Now back to the episode. So the episode opens up, and I hope he's not mad at me, Selena. What the fuck you thought she was gonna be? After y'all, you're a hypocrite, right? And that showed from the day you walked onto this damn show, throwing your weight around from being on Bring It. So, Letitia is hot. She goes out to the car. She calls Glenn punk ass, which, like I said, Selena got the story wrong because she said divorce attorney. He asked, what would be my options if I divorce? Now, you see how shit get twisted up in this group because of a mess ass folks. Now, I'm not saying Letitia is not messy, because she got her moments as well. But Letitia, for me, in my opinion, with Letitia, she presents things to the group first. And she is more open to the group. And that and that is actually because she knows how to work that tongue. And if you don't know how to work your tongue and it's thick and it has a lot of tiredness to it, then you don't know how to present yourself on the TV to make it look like you have the best of attention. It makes it look like you're a mess bitch. And the next thing we have my girl Glory. Baby, when I tell you I love Glory, I don't care what Latrice does. I don't care how much I dislike some of the things she does on this show. She's messy as well. And she has a tendency to backpedal. Everybody always talking about how bad she is and how bad she could throw hands and all that kind of shit. But she does backpedal a lot on this show. But with all of that said, I love me some Glory. So her and Cliff meet, subtitles, a.k.a. Tweety Bird, a.k.a. Woodstock. And they have a conversation about, basically just about the baby. So Miss Glory tells him that she wants Latrice to have at least one child, and Latrice wants one child. And that's fair. But Cliff said, I'm old. I'm 56 years old. He's only 5 years older than me. And he says he wants to travel. He wants to live his life. Well, I've told this story before. Latrice is 38. That would be her first child, 38, 39, 40, somewhere around in there. That's the same general category age that I was. I was 41 when I had my first baby. The thing about it is, the difference between me and Latrice has been married to Cliff most of her life. She's been married to Cliff since she was in her 20s. I think this show started when she was in her early 30s. And she was married to him prior to this. I think it was like 7 years prior to this show even coming on. So they've been married probably about good 12, 13 years. And so that means she hasn't lived her life. She don't know what it's like to party down in her 20s and all this kind of mess, because she been up under that old ass man. Now me, the difference between me and her and me having a baby in my 40s, I dipped it and did it right there in that same town, Jackson, Mississippi. If I felt like I had to do something, I would go by myself. If my girls were like, oh, no, we don't want to do anything, then I go to the movies by myself. I go to the bar by myself, and people will come to you. I know sometimes they would pass me out tickets at the movies, and they be like, you don't have a date? And I'm like, hell no, I'm good. I don't have to share my popcorn with nobody. Then after the movie will be over, a single dude that was, at the movies doing the same thing I was doing will come up to me and be like, oh, okay, well, are you on a date with somebody now? And they come up talking to me. And then we walk across the street to the mall or whatever. Go to Applebee's and have some drinks. That's how I rolled. I ain't get two shakes of rattlesnake's ass about being in a relationship when I was in my 20s and my 30s. I lived my life. Even though she is well off and can do what she wants to do, she's still up under that man. She haven't done anything that I could see, and by her description, as a single woman under that old man. So that would be the difference between us. But yes, women are having children later and later in life, so I don't see a problem with her just now wanting to have a baby, but Cliff does. That's because she married an old ass man, and his swimmers probably ain't that strong. I know we under the scientific belief that men can have babies anytime they get ready to, but you have to bop it and flip it and flip it and bop it to get that thing to even do what it need to do. Okay? But she say he on top of her most of the time. That don't mean he ain't no horny old bastard. And that don't mean the horny old bastard don't have to flip it and bop it and bop it and twist it to get that thing to do what it needs to do. And scientifically, what they don't tell you as well with old ass men is that sperm don't do what it do. The sperm, when young men and my baby daddy move fast. But my baby daddy was 37 and I was 41. So he had already told me he was a very fertile man. Well, Cliff has 5 other children. He was fertile then. We don't know what that thing could do when he with Latrice. I don't know if they're using some type of birth control or not, because the way she said he stayed in her tutu, that, you would think that they would have happenstanced upon a baby at some point. So we at Latrice's restaurant with her date, Marie's date. I love this guy for Marie. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if it is for TV. I wish and I hope that it can move past TV. I don't know how this man is outside of TV, but on this damn screen with him singing, I like the way he sings. He sounds like maybe like a Sir Charles Jones. Come on in. We on Mississippi blues type stuff now, or maybe even a TK Soul. He can sing, okay, and that's how good gritty blues sounds. You gotta be with it, Chicago. You hear me? You with me? Come on in. So he could sing. He has a good job. They have things coming. Both have grandkids. Both have children. And both live their lives. It's time for Marie to get with somebody who is mature and don't have a big ass dunk. Moving right along. So Muscadine, after they go to the bar, and Carlos sings to Marie, and they get to know each other better. Marie had to let him know, by the way, y'all, that she don't have to wear makeup. So Muscadine Marlene come down to they're in Gulfport. I'm sick. That's another thing I'm sick of. Carlos, you did not pick Big Head, what that girl name, Stormy, to be a Belle, because she lived in Alabama. Then you damn sure shouldn't have picked this girl that lived all the way down on 10 and 45 to be no Belle either, if that was the case. She should have done like Keisha. She needed to film Warren Jackson. I'm sick of them having to travel to where she is and not being a part of the group. Anyway, she comes by, the first thing she says, she is sizing that girl up, asking her about a bra. I do this down here after all that. You need to take care of my son. You need to be there for my son. Keri runs down her damn resume. Look, Keri. She don't get 2 shakes of a rattlesnake's ass about your resume. She is not impressed. What she wants you to do is be like her. Just sit up on the mat and get him tutor when he won't tutor, and feed him as One of my exes used to say, feed me, fuck me, and leave me alone. But the thing about it is, you're not providing. I work. Same with her. You provide for me in that type of position, then we might consider it. But that's not what Keri wants. And then she had the audacity and the nerve with her blonde head looking like a damn skunk ass, even though she looks cute to me with that hairdo, I'm sorry. But I just got to talk about it though. With her blonde head, Muscadine drinking ass. Muscadine wine drinking ass. Had enough nerve to say that her boy didn't pursue Keri. Baby, Keri mama, come to the front, Keri mama. How the hell did you sit there and let that witch tell your daughter that old boy with his bald-headed ass didn't pursue her? They make a good team. And I'm pretty sure that Keri didn't approach his ass, because even though she's a modern woman, I'm pretty sure he approached her, because they've been together since they went high school on and off. So you back on up with that. Now, she might have put the pressure on him to marry her. Women often do, because we don't know no better. But in the grand scheme of things, she didn't run in behind your big-headed, bald-headed ass son. Okay? I don't think so. And if they do, she won't be like you. If they break apart, she won't be like you. She'll have something. She won't have to sit around after everything is over drinking muscadine wine and musk tea and minding other folks' business. So then we get the girls together. Marie gets on to A and B, Tambra and Latrice, about being a part of this whole conspiracy about the divorce attorney with Selena. And, you know, nobody confronts Selena. I guess y'all scared y'all gonna lose her fan base. Latrice, that lady is messy, okay? She did come to us with a scheme and a plot set up by Mike and Glenn with the bullshit, okay? While you sitting up there talking about, oh no, she didn't come to Latrice, she didn't come to Letitia first. Girl, quit lying. You right. Selena didn't come to Letitia first, but she saw her before y'all. I don't know if y'all knew about that scene or not. I'm pretty sure you did. But even though I like those baggy britches that that little girl had on Tambra, they look like they were about to swallow her. But Latrice lets them know she wants to have a baby. She wants to put the test on baby London Simone. Is that her name? London Simone. And Tamara's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, that's your friend, but no. That ain't the friend you need to be letting watch your baby, not trying to put the baby in the jacuzzi. Now, I'm pretty sure if Latrice has a baby, she can hire a nanny. That's what she needs to do. Inexperienced, very immature. So, yeah, let her have a nanny. And they get on the subject of having the baby. And so she said she wanted the Bells to be godmothers. And then she's like, Eva Marie, that's what Tamara said. Eva Marie, yeah, Eva Marie, she said the Bells. But Marie is more concerned about her health. She says that Latrice needs to get her health under control, get the blood clots under control, get out the hills. That's might have been a contribution to her blood clots as well. I mean, when you have blood clots, a lot of things contribute to that. And then when you don't give your body a break from wearing heels like that, and then it can become painful, and pain sometimes leads to you having blood clots. But the thing about what she's putting on pause that Marie didn't mention is the fibroid removal. Now, I had children with my fibroids. I had both of my children with my fibroids. I just didn't want to have surgery. So, again, you have to know science. And I read about it, did the research. It depends on what the fibroids are in your uterus. So if they're in the back like mine were, you didn't have no problems conceiving, especially if you got a very fertile man like my children's father was. When I tell you them Marlene's to hell, I don't need to call those King shows. But anyway, Matt goes on to tell us more about Muscadine Wine drinking Marlene and lets us know that she was a stay-at-home mom, like I said, has no understanding of a modern woman like Keri. In her mind, she's seeing Keri as being a non-fucking factor. That her son should be put up on a pedestal and taken care of the way she took care of them. Hell no. This lady is in a marriage. And that's what they didn't understand back then, is that in a marriage, you do things 50-50. But they don't understand that the women of that time. Okay. So I wonder where his dad is. I wonder if he passed away, the reason why he's not involved in this. Because usually when you have pushy ass, melon ass women like Muscadine Wine drinking Marlene, usually those men come to their senses and become the voice of reason. So he must be either deceased or did they have a divorce? So if they were divorced, then all that damn bending over backwards and being shout out to Erica De Niro, a match made on a mule, the shit didn't work. So which one is it? So they go fishing. We get to Latrice and Cliff. They go fishing. Latrice catches a little ass fish. We need to throw him back so he can grow some more. What the hell? Cliff says Latrice is more city. Cannon is the country. But he still blocked the block. All those acres, she should have been fishing out there in that damn pond, lake, whatever it is. The point is, she ain't utilizing that property like she needs to, catching that little ass fish and throwing him back. She could have let that fish, she could have let that little ass fish be bait for another fish. Anyway, they get talking about that baby. She said she want a baby. She gonna get one way or the other. And she told Cliff, well, fuck you then. And he said, well, no, I don't want to do that because that's how you get a baby. That shit was funny to me. She walks off and says that she's going to get what she wants. And that was the end of that episode. And we're going to move right along to the next episode, which is this past episode. More Keri and Muscadine Wine drinking Marlene. I am not excited. So let's wrap this thing up. And let me just tell you, it's nothing to this episode, this most recent episode of Belle Collective. I'm actually disappointed. I need more of the cast, y'all, because Keri is not really a Belle. She's a Belle, but she's not a Belle. The disconnection is ever so present. Like I said, bring your ass to Jackson, Mississippi. Rent you a property like Akeisha did. Well, she didn't really have to bring her a property because Akeisha has family there and she has property there. I don't know what the hell this Keri person has in Jackson. I don't know if she has a rental property there. I don't know if Matt is really doing the baseball thing there, because there are baseball agents in Jackson, because Jackson actually produces a decent sized group of pro baseball players, minor, and I forgot the one, mid to major minor league baseball player. So they have a pretty good baseball population there. We don't have any football teams. We had the Mississippi Mudcats. I don't know, that fizzled out. But the point is, You know, with Mississippi having such a vast amount of athletes and a great amount of football players, it should be better for him to be able to be a sports agent. But he has to outsource. Because that's what I'm saying, because we don't really have any pro basketball, football teams. If he's all around sports agent and not just baseball, is what I'm saying. I try to give you a visual of the state so you can understand where these people are coming from. Because a lot of times when I'm looking at other content creators and when I'm looking at other shows, you know, like when people are, you know, talking about this show, not just recapping it, or like when someone is talking about it on Instagram, Facebook, those things, like they don't really have a vast range of knowledge of Mississippi other than racism. I'm just gonna put it to you like that. But anyway, with the recent events that occurred with that poor baby getting taken out down to the Walmart, I guess you would see that way. So, you know, this is our entertainment though. So they decided to do a switch up, like I told you they were gonna do. They went to the sound bath. I didn't even know we had anything like that here. Hey, you learn something new every day. I'm glad they have things like that where you can show peace outside of church, because that's all Mississippi knows when it comes to gaining a peace of mind. Church, the preacher, and going to work. No in between, no type of sound baths, you know, no spas and stuff like that. But actually, we do have spas in Philadelphia at the Golden Moon Silver Star Casinos, but that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is peace and understanding, like what's being displayed on Atlanta, like Reiki and sound bath. Now, I don't know, every show has done it before. So, like I said, I was very surprised to see it on there. So that's when they decided to do the swap. So we found out that Selena and Letitia did have a conversation, and the things that I promised that, you know, I didn't mean in harm, I didn't mean in the matter towards you, and I apologize. Okay. Yeah, we let Selena slide with a lot of shit, y'all. Stop letting her be the portion of this show. Dawn, about as deep as a muddy puddle, and always getting away with slick shit. Stop it. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have took her apology, Letitia. However, it should have gone deeper. So when they do the swap, Letitia meets with Cliff first. Cliff's surprised to see her pop up on the tree cutting business. So he wasn't surprised to see Selena cut up on popping up at the tree cutting business, because that's what they used to do their damage, if you know what I mean. So he tells Letitia that Latrice needs to calm down, take care of that temple, and stop, you know, working at Taste so much. Well, yeah. I mean, she has to supervise and micromanage every damn thing. That's that part of her that I can't stand. I love Latrice's business acumen. Yes, I do. But that part of her, she has to micromanage everything, and she's hired people to be in place to do that. You check up on them every once in a while. You don't spend your life, especially when you're trying to get this baby, trying to calm your nerves. That also plays a part into it. You calm your nerves. I did all of this when I got ready to have my baby at 41. I calmed my nerves, which is what she's doing with the sound bath. I took prenatal vitamins, right? And I'm just going to say it again. I got with a first man. So there's that. We do know that Cliff has other children. And basically, he's like, you know, how you going to tell me anything about my marriage? My marriage. When Y'all marriages always falling apart. Well, subtitles, aka Woodstock, aka Mr. Mama, you got a point this. And she was like, well, you know, you're going to have to just, and that's another problem I have with Cliff. Cliff don't understand the word compromise either. He's still stuck in the 1920s as well. And we about to find out with Marlene, child. You know what? This episode was so Marlene heavy. And it got on my nerves so bad that I almost forgot to discuss them coming up in the episode at the end. Because it was just annoying, to be honest with you. So, moving right along. Matt goes to Greensburg in Louisiana to see the property that his mama done hooked up because she don't have anybody there to maintain it because it looks a mess. Let's be quite honest. Don't sugarcoat it. Been there, done that. We don't have 480 acres. We got 90 in the family. And when you don't properly take care of those properties and that on those pieces of land, it looks a mess. Nothing but brush and debris and ponds and okay, so that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like barren land. She wants him and Keri to move into that house, that old out-of-dated house, from their nice modern home, so she can be down there. Yes, sir, Papa. I have to keep the house clean for you, Papa. That's what she wants Keri to do. Girl, you're not going to get that out of Keri. So we meet down to the reservoir, right? The reservoir is the meeting place of Jackson when you want to be romantic, y'all. So Tisha brings up that was their place when they were in their teens. And shoot, me and my ex-boyfriend probably ran into Tisha and Glenn out there a couple times. We used to go for walks, you know, around the lake or whatever. And that's what they were doing. They were trying to be at peace. But, oh, I forgot. Glenn did have a conversation with Latrice, and Latrice told him that, you know, her and Letitia were in a good place. And he said, well, for now, because then you be calling a broke bitch on TV. Okay. Right there. That part. So he explained to her that he really didn't go see a divorce attorney. He's trying to understand how to divvy up the assets. And she let him know, well, you can be petty. Now, back to the reservoir. Same conversation. So they rehashed the conversation that Latrice and Glenn had. And Glenn just lets Letitia know, I'm not signing the post, no. And Letitia said, I got things coming down the pipe. I got the pipeline. I got which is pipe, but, you know, they say pipeline. So here we go. I got my talk show. When she named talk show, I was like, what the hell? I hadn't seen no pause of Letitia Pearson around here. Not even doing a local talk show. So when is this supposed to come about? I hadn't seen her on YouTube. I hadn't seen her on Instagram, TikTok. Any other places that you could be doing a talk show on. And so Glenn said he'll cut off his left toe to get back to where they used to be. So she can have that piece of his heart. Because his heart is broken right now. In a million pieces. It's traumatic. And Letitia, well, we could just do a divorce. Well, you couldn't throw around that word divorce with me 99.2 times. And think I won't do it. I'm a Scorpio. The queen and kings of pity. You think you just throwing around that word and I won't follow through with? You know how many damn boyfriends, serious relationships that I have ghosted and quit calling and quit talking to because you said the wrong thing to me. I know. Well, I'm 51 now and it's not gonna come out of me. But you see what I'm saying? So, moving right along. They don't get anything resolved. They want to get anything resolved. They're young, childish, and very petty in this marriage. They got married too young. That's the first thing. So, they're going to be themselves in every step of the way. They're not going to grow. These two, like I've been saying the whole time, we're tired. The people are tired. Shit to get off the pot. So, Marlene and Matt meet at the restaurant. And, yeah, Marlene definitely wants Keri to be a part 2 of her. While they do have similarities, and I know that Matt saw those similarities, which is probably why he married her. She said that her mama, Keri said that her mama is a firecracker. His mama is a firecracker, and her mama is Roma County. I thought that Roma County was the less scary of the two, or however you want to say, because again, we're in Mississippi, and I let my kids hold Roman candles. I don't let them hold firecrackers. So, I mean powerful or more dangerous. I say dangerous. Dangerous, powerful. But that's neither here nor there. Keri thought she said something, y'all. That was my point in saying it, and she didn't. Keri makes these little statements like that, and she really thinks she is reading or shading, and it comes off inauthentic. Yeah, y'all, she is such a disappointment for me. To think that, the most interesting thing is coming out of this is dealing with Muscadine Wine drinking Marlene and her mom and Matt, all this together, but separate from the Bells. It's not gonna work for me. It's not. This show is Belle Collective, and while yes, we want to see you in your personal family and your personal story, this right here, like with Facts of Life and Different Strokes separated, almost like they trying to come up with a Belle Collective Gulf Boy. It's not working for me. It's just not. And so anyway, yeah, Marlene and I think her name is Miss Francine get into it, and she's like, Keri needs to be tamed. She don't pay attention, and she was like, well, you're not gonna go after my daughter. And then she said, you taking it personal. I'm supposed to take it personal. I'm supposed to sit here and take care of my daughter just like you taking care of your son. When she acted like she didn't know who Keri was when Matt was calling her Keri, I just called her DIL. So what? I do not like Merlot Marlene Part 2. I don't. Talking about I have some Chardonnay. She was already 2 sheets to the wind when she got there. Yeah. She had a little sip before she got to that doggone meeting. And she knows she did. And I did too. And y'all, after they had their little discussion and get into it, and I guess they have to continue to get into it some more because the show is to be continued. Now, what I did find interesting is on the next episode, Tambra, overprotective T, is about let no experienced Latrice keep her baby. Now, that's going to be something serious and interesting. Come on in. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell button. You will be notified when I upload a video. Share the video. Why? Because sharing is indeed caring. As I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces.